Welcome to the intro, no need for introductions. All about the world and the world what we discussing. Where every single thought that we had came from something. So it's funny that we made it when we started here with nothing. Gotta open up your mind just to find out why. When you lost inside the dark, just gotta turn on the light. And no matter what you do, you never run from a fight. Because we fighting to be better and that's why we strive.
This is dope. This is awesome. I feel it's so comfortable. It feels like
a cool
like a Joe Rogan type shit.
Well, no, and what's cool is so they're called pipe dreams, so you can see like the piping there. And
yeah.
Piping here. I think it really.
Good little theme. Good little theme.
So they just made
keeping it with the theme.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna add some shelving and stuff, but besides that, man, we're pretty excited about this, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, sweet, dude. I actually, how do you say your last name?
It's Hinojosa.
Hinojosa.
Yeah,
okay,
Hinojosa.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I typically interview like mid to late stage tech founders.
Yeah, no, I know. CEOs.
Yeah, so it's all like tech, but we're in I would argue the best tech city in the country, and you have the best gym in the best tech city in the country. So I was like, gotta have Daniel on.
It's definitely the first question I was gonna ask you is like, why did you bring a gym owner on here for 100%. Your tech podcast? I'm
100%.
like, I hope that I can give everybody listening some value. I wouldn't expect any sort of like high-tech language because I am just like an OG.
100%.
Like I had a career and now I own a gym. So like, exactly. And we'll go from there. And you're right. Like Austin has turned into sort of like the new Mecca, the new whatever, Silicon Valley. I think that's Austin's goal. All these new big tech companies are investing lots of money into the city, and like it's interesting to see. I've been here since 99, 2000. So
you've seen a lot of
23
stuff.
Years of my life. And I've lived in the East Side 20 plus years. So like I've seen a lot of the changes, and it's it's all for good and bad, right? Like it kind of depends on where you're at. But
the East Side's still holding on, man.
We're holding strong, man, dude. Our roots run deep. I will say that. Like, and our roots run deep, and for the people that are left, like, we're holding strong, and I think that goes into like one of the reasons why I started the gym, right? I wanted to do something special and like become sort of like do my best to like be one last institution that East Austin can be proud of, and like, and we're here. So thank you for having me, Cory. I'm interested where this podcast will go in the next hour or two.
100%.
But we're gonna do it. Dude, shout out Pipe Dreams. Like shout out
Cory. There you go.
We Strive Podcast.
Exactly, man. Dude, well, I wanted to have you on. I love your gym, first of all. Like,
appreciate it.
Dude, it's such a cool like. Is grungy a good word? I feel like
I would say grimy.
Grimy, yeah.
With like a balance of like a lot of options and offerings, and there's a lot of cool things, but like, it's dusty, it's rusty, it's grimy, it's grungy, it's all the above, but at the same time, like there's a whole other life where we take what we do very seriously, but we don't take ourselves very seriously.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's a good time.
So it's definitely it's a special place, man. I'm so grateful for it.
Dude, it's such a cool community too. Like, I can't tell you how many of my friends that I didn't even know go there. Well, I'll see them on their Instagram story. They're like at Lift ATX. And it's such an Instagrammable gym too. Like
it is. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and that was all intentional, man. Like that was my team and we put a lot of thought into every little aspect going into the gym, especially from when we started as a small little 2,000 square foot facility to what we currently are at. And we're not big. We're not a big gym, but I think we've taken advantage of what we were given and like try to utilize every square inch of that space and we've intentionally made it beautiful, very Instagrammy, very aesthetically pleasing. You can take amazing photos pretty much anywhere in the gym, so like that was a lot of that was very intentional. The lighting's amazing, like awesome. We get a lot of daylight in there, and it's a vibe. Everybody says it's such a vibe. And it is. And how do you describe that though? Like how do you? And the community itself is amazing.
Did you get inspiration from other gyms? Because I used to work out at Gold's Gym Venice, like the Mecca, the OG.
Beautiful, the OG gym.
Grossest bathrooms on the planet, but OG gym. The bathrooms there were terrible. It was just like I couldn't even breathe in there. But there's other gyms in LA too that have this like grimy kind of feeling. They have like the graffiti on the walls too. Did you get inspiration from any of those?
I think I took inspiration from a lot of different gyms that I saw, because like it all started like I don't want to go too deep into like the story of like where like how it happened, but like most, I had a 20-year career as an educator and a coach and athletic director and a teacher. I did all that, got burnt out, was ready to make a change, ready to start a business. And I always loved fitness. I always worked out. And then I kind of took 2 years of my life to get my MBA in Houston. So that was the only time I moved out of Austin was for school. And while I was there for my program was 2 years, that's when I became obsessed with this fitness thing. And the gym, H-Town has dope gyms everywhere. And the gym that I went to, my home gym, was a grimy warehouse, very authentic, just a dope gym. And I kept thinking to myself, I was like, Austin doesn't really have that. Like I knew that I could do it, and I knew that I could be really good at it because I'm a confident guy. And I was like, Austin doesn't have it. Like business to me, business is problem solving, right? You find a problem, you figure out a solution,
make a little money.
You make a little whatever. Like that's what it is. Like and in East Austin, like I love my city, I love my East Austin community. What existed at the time where there was a lot of awesome, beautiful boutique gyms, right? A lot of boxes everywhere, a lot of, there was your Goals and your LA Fitness and like Fitness Connection, but there wasn't like a grimy warehouse hybrid bodybuilding, like, you know what I mean, fitness sort of gym. Like there was like, I saw that opportunity and like so I was influenced by a lot. And of course, when I was obsessed with my own fitness journey, I was looking at all the gyms in California. That was a time when fitness social media was starting to be huge. Your Dana Lynn Bailey's, your Rob Bailey's, like all these fitness, Kai Green, Phil Heath, all these guys that started to use the platform for the better. You kind of just get obsessed with it. And, and there was a lot of dope gyms in California. Like just cool like ones, there's some really dope gyms, and like I wanted it to be a hybrid, like an outdoor area, inside area. So yeah, there was a lot of gyms that I took a lot of influence from, and now, then we can go on and talking about COVID because it happened, right? COVID hit. God, that was there were many challenges. That
I'm sure, man.
Through. Yeah.
Well, especially being like more of a grimy gym. Yeah. Like you're naturally not going to have like what a Lifetime has, where you're just like spraying down every little thing. It's like
well, we gutted the gym specifically to help us during COVID protocols, right? Like we opened it up, so there was a lot of airflow. My wife's a data scientist. That's literally her job description. She's a statistician, a data scientist. So like we were using data for everything. Shout out to all the tech people out there, right? Because we use data was very important, and luckily I have an amazing wife who holds me down when it comes to data and data strategies and all that. So we opened the gym to provide, we made our best effort to make it the most healthiest place and the most safest place. And we did open September 1, 2020. We're like right in the middle.
That's when you guys literally opened
the first time? That's when we opened the door, September 1st, 2020. And it was at a time, COVID was still around, like it's still around, but like that was the time when America was sort of opening up. And the way I say it, people, 6 minutes, Carlos is
you're good.
And then the way I see it is like people were starting to get tired of working out in the garages.
Oh, right? For sure.
So like the way that the gym was set up was sort of like a garage. So there was but people were ready to get out. People were ready to they were tired of being in their homes for like almost a year, and like, so we opened up at a good time. The timing of it was very important to us, like how we opened up, when we opened up, and what we were able to provide. Like there was a lot of outdoor area, a lot of airflow, a lot of
100%.
safe. And so it was challenges. Don't get me wrong. Like we could spend hours talking about the COVID challenges, but we did it. We survived it, and then we had the Texas winter, and like we survived that.
Damn!
So like we survived a lot, and we still here, and we're still growing. So
having an outdoor gym. How does that work with all that snow? Did you guys lose a bunch of equipment and everything, or what?
Well, no, like it was icy and it was snow, and we closed down, and the biggest challenge is that frozen pipes bust, and that's what happened.
Oh damn!
And not during the time, but like when the city started to thaw out.
Oh yeah.
And then you turn on water to see if anything. But we've learned a lot. Like we learned that we needed to drain all of our pipes and our water heater so the water heater doesn't bust. We learned that we gotta literally stop all of the water flowing inside the gym so it doesn't freeze. So like we learned a lot. But that Texas winter was crazy.
Yeah, I had just moved here like 2 months prior.
Man. So it was insane, and it was a lot of like keeping the safety of our members a priority. It's like, and they were awesome. Like we opened.
They still coming in?
Yeah, we opened up late. I mean, don't get me wrong. We closed for about 3 days, 2 or 3 days, because you couldn't drive anywhere. It was just, the roads were unsafe. But like once like it started to thaw out, we even like open for like 4 hours, like in the middle of the day. And like so we played it safe, but it was very frustrating and scary times because it was a new business and we were doing our best to like grow, but people were still working out. It's crazy. I mean, dude, we opened at 5 a.m. It was 33 degrees this morning. Now it's like 50 something, but the gym's packed at that time. You know, we're layered up.
You're making me want to go to the gym right now,
dude. It's insane. I'm
gonna go tomorrow.
I was having a conversation today with one of the members, or it was a visitor. I was giving a tour or something. I was like, you know, like we always said that, like, now, okay, when the winter comes and it gets really cold, the gym's gonna die out because people don't want to work out there. Or when it's Texas summer and it's 103 degrees and the gym's an oven, right? It's gonna stop people from coming. That's not the case, man. People need to work out.
People are crazy.
People are serious about that stuff. So like,
dude, especially after a few days. I remember when I was here with the winter situation. It's like 3 days in, I'm like, dude, next day I'm trying to get my pre-workout. My gym's closed. I'm pissed. I'm driving to multiple gyms to try and get my workout in, man.
It's tough. The cold is tough, but the way I see it is like like when you get to, if it's like 35 degrees, 40 degrees, 45 degrees, and you're layered up and you get to the gym, once you get your body going,
you're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
It's working there from like 4 to 8 hours. That can be,
oh
my God. Like, dude, I bought like winter coveralls for my entire staff.
Like, like the football bleachers,
dude,
the NFL guys.
And we even moved, like for those that were listening that even were around, like were members of the gym or came to the gym during that time, like even our check-in system was different. Like we moved the check-in system inside. Like we did a whole renovation so that my employees like weren't outside freezing their ass off and shit. So it was an interesting time. We've gone through a lot, but it goes by so fast.
How did you guys grow? Actually, I'm gonna open this up while I'm talking. But shout out Tequila 512.
Shout out to hit me up, Tequila
512. We're gonna do an intro. You guys are basically Austin's gym.
No, man, there's dope gyms in Austin.
There's dope gyms in Austin.
I appreciate it.
I feel like anytime a buddy of mine visits, I'm of course gonna recommend Lift ATX. But then beyond that, like, I don't see a gym besides like a Pilates studio posted more or featured more across random people I know than Lift ATX. Like, for real.
Well, we work really hard. Shout out to my team and my creative team and like everybody, all my employees, because they make it always easy to create content, right? Sure. Like luckily we got to a position where I got to give some love to Carlos, who's about to pull up, but like we got to a position where I was able to hire a media director who was responsible.
Let me know when to stop.
That's it.
Okay, I was like, we got to work today. There we go.
I hope my coach doesn't see this. He gonna be mad, but we gonna get a little lit today.
a little bit. I got another podcast after this, and it's also so I'm like, all right, I gotta chill a little bit. But cheers, man.
Cheers.
Salute.
Thank you for having me,
Of course,
Cory.
man.
Cheers.
Of course, man.
Oh yeah.
That'll do.
That's good.
That'll do.
Yeah, no, so like we work hard and we have fun and we're authentic, and like obviously I think that we've embraced the idea of the benefits of social media. We have. We support all of our influencers, or we support the idea of people bringing in their cameras and recording. We've got rules for all that. Don't get me wrong. It can be a lot, but I think the community is very they're understanding of the rules. We do our best to sort of monitor when things can get out of hand. We encourage, and we don't want photo shoots to take place during peak hours because peak hours it's too much. It's just there's way too many people trying to get their workouts in. We don't need people with big cameras and like trying to own their space. We don't allow that stuff. But we do embrace social media, and we got to, for like almost a year. I knew that we needed to use this platform, all platforms, Facebook, whatever, to it's free promotion, it's free marketing, it's free and that's fine. Like there's a lot of gyms who kind of look down on that kind of stuff, but like as a new gym owner, it's like you got to take advantage of 100%. That. Like you have to, and we support it. And my media director's a beast, and I love that now. All it takes is to say, hey, post this by 3 p.m., post this by 12 p.m., post this by this. This is the vibe and that's awesome to have. I'm very grateful to be able to have a media director that can just give me content.
Yeah.
And I love that my team is more than willing to always participate. And they're funny, and everybody's got personalities.
They're good
and I
realism.
like that we have fun. Like, it's not just about the business. It's never been about the money either. So, like, and it goes back to the whole, like, we take what we do seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, of course.
When it's time to work, we're going to work just like anybody else. But and it's fun. Like, we want to have fun as people who are running the gym. Like, I want my employees to have fun. So if it takes Lowe's to just like have his camera around and create content, do it. Like, dude, I'm in.
Vibe, man.
I'm in. It's fun.
Yeah.
And we use TikTok now. It took me forever. I was an old man. I was like, nah, I don't want to do TikTok and blah blah blah. I think we do a good job of just like staying in our lane. Like we don't really.
You're not worried about it.
Well, we're not worried about what any other ones do.
Yeah,
like we kind of, I would say we're even like in a really good rhythm over the last like year of balancing like the quantity and quality of content that we do.
For sure.
You know, like we're in a really good spot. And then there's also like the merch. The merch is just crazy.
You're like head to toe,
dude. Like I'm a walking billboard. Like I mean,
you got tats. Like you're like Lift ATX.
Yeah, dude. Like so we're in a really good spot.
Can we show this camera right here? The Lift ATX.
Oh
We'll show this one right
I
here.
got this one.
I love that.
I got the Lift ATX Jefe and the Lift ATX tat. Shout out to Rock of Ages, Tony Hundle, my tattoo artist. I got it on our 1 year anniversary.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I was like, I was never able to get my hands. I mean, I could have when I was an educator, but out of respect, I kind of just stopped.
Kind of weird.
I just stopped at my hands. I'm fully sleeved out, but like as a coach and a teacher, I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna do my hands. Or anything else. But as soon as I opened the gym, or like after the 1 year, I was like, it's time.
It's time. Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else to do. So
going.
like, so we're good.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, so when I worked out at Gold's, because you mentioned like, you know, kind of controlling the video content.
Yeah.
What's being filmed in the gym. I remember I would work out there, and it was pretty much like a shit show. Like you have 35 people being followed by 35 cameramen at all times at Gold's Gym Venice, and there's a few times. Like one time I was benching dumbbell bench, and Mike O'Hearn was shooting some shit, and he's literally walking backwards, talking to the camera, and he almost bumps my arm mid dumbbell bench. And I'm like, how is this part of the? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's something that is, you know, we talk about it all the time. How do you balance like the people who are constantly shooting their work? It's a thing now.
Yeah.
Like it exists at every gym. Like people want to film themselves, not just for aesthetic purposes, but for form and technique purposes. Like. And it exists and it happens and like you can either choose to accept it or not, but like there's a time like we do our part into like not allowing that like during peak hours. Photo shoots, like actual photo shoots with professional like big cameras and lights. That's like you got to let me know if you're gonna do that.
Do you charge for that or what?
No, we don't charge depending on what they need, on like like we've many times rented out the gym for photo shoots. We've worked with a lot of big companies here in Austin that have rented out the gym, but it's on an as needs basis, right? But for daily content creators, we allow it, we support it. Within like, you know, the first thing I'll tell people, be respectful of the members, be respectful of the community because they're a priority. Nobody owns any space, no matter when you're shooting, or it's not one of those spaces where you can like get mad at somebody for being in your shot.
Exactly.
You know, like I that's why I kind of encourage them to be like, come during like 9 a.m. to 3 where you can walk around.
Yeah. Well, when you guys first opened, were you guys pretty busy? Did you just know a bunch of your East Austin friends and bring them all in? Like, okay, gotcha.
No, I think busy, no, right? Like you never know. Like you open the doors and
it's terrifying.
Yes, it's absolutely terrifying. And it was literally just me for about 3 months, opening the gym, closing the gym. You know how you are when you're a business, when you're a startup and you're the owner or the CEO or whatever you want, CEO or whatever. Like you grind, and like the adrenaline was good that allowed me to like work like that. And then like when my wife would work out, I'd be asleep in my office, just like so she would kind of watch. But yeah, we started off, and because price point, what we had to offer, location, the vibes, the community, the way we set up the gym, it was very attractive, and we hit the ground running. And all expectations and all goals that I had set for myself regarding numbers were blown out the water. It allowed us to expand into the space next door within 3 months. I thought that I was hoping that we, like, after year 1 or 2, I'd be able to have a conversation of getting that spot done, but it happened in 3 months.
Nice.
So like it got really busy really quickly, and we grew really, really fast, but it also put me in a position where I had to make some very big decisions really quickly in regards to scaling, right? Like, because that's what it's all about. Like, either I'm going to meet the demand of what the people want and grow as much as I can, or I'm not. And then we're just going to hit a point where it's like, no, like the gym's too packed, the parking's too limited. So are
you at that point right now?
I think
you're pretty close.
I think we're very. I think most people who's listening to this, like, nah, they're at that point.
They're like, what is he talking about?
And what I always say, you're not wrong. But the frustrations come 3 hours of the day.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
No, for sure.
Like for 3 hours of the day, from like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's a lot. It's that way
at every gym.
It's at every gym.
If I go to Gold's at 5 p.m., I'm fucking pissed because I can't bench.
Same.
I'm like in line to bench.
I worked out with my best friend Heck for years at the Gold's on Middle Fistville for years, and like that 5, you pull up at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you're experiencing the exact same issues as you pulled up to lift. You know, parking is just hard, and it's packed, and you're gonna wait. But I think with the community that we've built, people are really nice about like letting people work in with them. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna probably wait for a machine. So when you ask, like, have we gotten to that point? We have gotten to that point for like 3 or 4 hours of the day. You know what I mean? And on Saturday during the afternoon. But there's a lot of exciting things happening with Lift ATX in the next year. So
are you guys? I don't know if we can discuss this on the podcast because you said earlier it might be a little confidential, but like, are you planning to expand, or like, what are you thinking?
So we went live earlier, and I got the same question, and I said, like, I'm gonna try to answer this as politically correct as possible. So I'm real big on, I don't want to jinx anything, because like I don't, but we've got a lot of exciting things happening in regards to getting a bigger gym. And we hear y'all, all of the members. We listen. We know the frustrations. We are very, we know everything that we need. We want a bigger gym. We need a bigger gym. I just don't want to ruin anything. I don't want to jinx anything. You don't want to, like, kill the vibe. Because we're gonna talk about.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll move on.
But if all goes to plan, and if the stars align, and like we can agree on different things in regards to lawyers and lease owners and like property owners, then eventually in time we're going to get everything that we want and everything that we need. And it's just we just got to be patient. Please be patient with me, guys. I love you guys. I'm trying, my team and everybody's trying really hard to get everything that we want, and I hope it happens. I'm excited though. I'm very excited. Like you get nervous whenever I get giddy a little bit whenever we get to talk about it, because I am excited, but I'm also, I don't want to be let down, and I don't want to let down the community. So.
I do the opposite thing. I have a terrible problem, and my ex used to always tell me, like, stop saying this stuff. I say things that are going to happen way too early before they happen, and then a lot of times they don't happen. So I need to be the opposite of what you're doing.
It's hard though, because like I developed such awesome relationships with my people. Like I want to tell them everything.
Exactly.
I want them to be as excited as I am. But with moves this big, with any business, when it comes to growth and when it comes to another level of scaling, and like there's some things where you literally just like, okay, let's not get too excited. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see, and like. And be patient as best as we can. But don't get me wrong, I want to stand on a mountaintop and share everything and shout it. But like sometimes you just can't. Like
how many? Because at the Golds at the old Golds I worked out at, it was day passes constantly because it was the Mecca at Venice, and now it's like $65 to work out there for one day. It's insane. I want to go back to my old gym and visit it, but I can't because it's $60 a day or whatever. Damn. But I know the Golds here, like, we're not getting a lot of day passes. No one's like coming to Austin to go to that Golds, but like people come to Austin and then seek out Lift ATX. Yeah,
it's become a destination place, along with a lot of other gyms here in Austin. We got some dope ass gyms in Austin. Some good gyms. But we get a ton of day passes.
How many a day would you say you get? Probably.
I think anywhere between during the week, starting Friday is when it gets kind of crazy. Friday,
sure.
Saturday, and Sunday, obviously people come into town. But outside of the weekend, we're averaging 30, 40, 50 a day.
That's
and then on the weekends, I think the record so far on a weekend is like 60 plus.
That's incredible.
Like just off the top of my head, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd need to go to the data and go to like the logs, but like there's been some busy weekends where we've gotten upwards of 60 to 70 day passes.
Yeah, so
that's a lot.
Yeah. And that's
for a local gym.
Yeah, that's incredible.
A lot. I mean, that's paying bills. That's
Exactly.
paying salaries.
Exactly.
That's like allowing us to like do this merch stuff and like fix things when things get broken, update things when things need updating, buy new equipment. Like those streams are very important, and I don't take that stuff for granted. None of us do. But we are busy, and a lot of people come to the gym. I mean, and a lot of that has to do with social media. Like we put a lot of effort. Shout out to Lowe's who's here. Shout out to Lowe's. He's here shooting over here. But you know, because of the work that Lowe's does, and because of the work that he does with the team, like there he is.
Get a video.
Like
there he is.
But I mean, social media is a big factor in the growth of anything. If you use it, if you choose to use it. A lot of gyms don't. A lot of gyms are not as active as we are. We're active. We know that. And I think it's a combination of like taking advantage of social media, but also like we want to do stuff that's fun and entertaining and funny, and we like to talk shit. We like to, but best believe we're gonna work our butts off. Like we work hard. So yeah.
What? Because like at that point with that many day passes, that's like a pretty considerable percentage of your overall revenue now, right? Because it's like, I mean, you get 60 day passes, like that's like a couple memberships a month for one day.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then speaking of like fun and events, like you guys have hosted a bunch of like weightlifting competitions too, right? In your gym?
We haven't done. We've done a lot of fundraisers where we've done like deadlifting comps and deadlifting fundraising events, and like we've done quite a few community events. I put on a couple concerts. It's time to have another concert. I've done a lot of like I support small local business, like especially East Austin businesses. Like that's what I'm here for. That's one of the reasons why I started the gym, to use the gym as a platform to support anybody that I can, that I like, right? Like of course, like if I really
you can say fuck with you. Yeah,
okay. If I really it's easier for me if I said that. I was like, if I really fuck with you and I like your mission and I like what you're doing for the community and I like what you have to say, I'm gonna try and support you as best as I can. And that's and that goes hand in hand with like, what am I doing outside of my physical space? Like my community as a whole, East Austin, not just Lift ATX and inside the two little buildings and the turf. I'm talking about outside. So like we do a lot of fundraisers. We support different programs. We have suicide prevention. We've done suicide prevention during Suicide Prevention Month. Like we'll have events and fundraisers. So like we do a lot, and like I love the concerts just because I would. Prior to gym, like I played music here in Austin for like, I mean, musicians are kind of a dime a dozen here in Austin. So like I put on concerts selfishly because I just miss music.
Fair enough. Like, you play like guitar? You sing?
I play the drums. I play the
drums.
Yeah.
Sick. Very cool.
I play the drums. If you go down the rabbit hole on my personal account, it's all music.
We'll try and find it.
But it's I miss it though. But like the space allows us to do that. You know, it's set up in a way where we can host events and host vendors and. It's been a minute since we put one on. The last big event that we had was our 2-year anniversry. That was insane.
When was that?
That was September, right? September, Los? It was September. September 1, like the end of September. And we had a pool. It was just
You
insane.
brought a pool in?
Dude, we brought a blow-in slide that went into a pool.
Wow.
It was insane, man.
Nice.
And that was, I don't know how we're going to top it. And we had we had sponsors coming in, giving free drinks. We had a DJ.
Tequila 512, let's go.
Yeah, tequila. Hit it. Tequila 512. Get at me, bro.
Get at me, bro.
Come on. Get at me. Get at me. Let's do something.
There we go. Wait, so what I was going to say. So again, we're not doing a tech podcast.
No. We've gone far from the tech.
But a lot of things can be carried over. I mean, like a business owner is a business owner at the end of the day. And so like a big thing in tech is like figuring out pricing. And so I'll ask you, like, when you have such a cool gym, how do you choose how much to charge? Because you could, like, literally Gold's Venice charges $60 a day. So like, how do you guys go? It's 10 a day, $40 a month.
Yeah. It's a good question, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm from East Austin. I'm from like right. I'm from East Austin. I lived in a community and served my community for 20 years in my previous career. I've seen the changes that happen in East Austin. They continue to happen. It's a double-edged sword. It's a in regard, it's a good or bad depending where you stand. But gentrification is a real thing. I didn't start the gym. Profits were not important to me. I wanted it to be affordable. I wanted the price point to be accessible to like my East Austinite people that are from like with the idea of that people who were born and raised in Austin, East Austin, can find a spot that they can work out at, feel safe, and also afford it. Yeah, like I wanted it to be affordable. And as we grew, like we started off at $35 a month, but that at that time we only had a couple hundred members, and then we just grew so much. And then when we expanded, we bumped it up to $40. Like so, we went from $35 to $40. And even then, I was like, no, I don't want to, but you know, we needed to. Yeah, for sure. So and then even with the day pass, $10.
That's a great.
Yeah, $10 is a great, and it was 7 days a week for a while up until like maybe the start of maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. We bumped the weekend up to 20 with the goal of. We were getting so packed that we thought that if we bumped,
like get the fuck out.
We thought that if we bumped the price up to 20 on the weekends, it would allow our members to not be so crowded on the weekends because everybody comes to the gym on the weekend. Yeah. But that wasn't the case, and I'm sorry. It didn't affect anything. Yeah. We're still packed. But either way, like $10 you can't beat. I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did my research and looked and see what other gyms were charging for day passes. Like and I'm not trying to like. I wasn't gonna say I was gonna undercut them, but I want it to be affordable. I want it to be accessible, and we keep it simple. $10, Cash App, Venmo, or cash. Right. $20 on the weekend. Come get a workout in, and yeah, that's pretty much kind of like where my head was when it came down to pricing. You know?
And then, so I'm in the personal training space. So you guys are more of a gym where you have trainers training clients that don't work for Lift ATX, but they're independent, right?
Yeah, so real quick, the trainers that we have 10 amazing trainers on staff. I've pretty much had the same trainers. The retention has been amazing.
Very cool.
I've had the same trainers for like the last 2 years.
Nice.
One of my trainers, the only reason she left is because she opened a studio. Shout out to Presh.
Hey, Presh.
So she started, her story is amazing, and I'm always going to brag about her because like she started being a trainer at the gym as a side hustle from her 9 to 5. She fell in love with it. I remember she quit her 9 to 5 to be a full-time trainer. She was a full-time trainer forever. And then as of last week or a couple of weeks ago, she opened her studio.
Damn.
And that was that's awesome.
Private training studio or what?
Yeah, a little private training studio in West Austin. And like those are the stories I love, cool. Right? And she started off at Lift ATX. And so we have 10 trainers. They're amazing. All different walks of life, all different experiences from bodybuilding to powerlifting to lifestyle to weight loss, whatever. Like we cover the whole gambit of things. They're completely independent. Yeah. They, like most gyms, they pay a monthly rent fee to have access to the gym. They can train wherever they want. They're not required to come to the gym. Like they can come whenever they want. Yeah, as long as the clients that they train are members or they pay a day pass, like cool. Then they can train. But like most gyms, even like at Gold's and commercial gyms, like those are the only people that are allowed to train people at my gym. And for a lot of people ask, like it's like, nah, man, it's a liability issue.
So I guess my question was like, are you locking it at 10? Or like if another trainer came in and wanted to pay you rent, would you up to 11? Or like, because you have your core 10. Like
like we're capped. Like we're capped. We're capped at 10. We've had our 10 for the last 2 years. The gym's really packed. It's really like until we somehow get bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Until we get bigger and have more room. Like I want my trainers to be comfortable as well. For sure. So like the 10 is a lot. That's a lot of trainers. So I want to keep it at 10.
Yeah.
But anytime that we get to a point where we can bring on more trainers, we'll post about it. We'll do interviews. We'll do all that. And
cool.
like, you gotta fit the mold. You know, you gotta be a good fit. You gotta kind of understand that it's more than just a gym. Like we're trying to do something special. And it's not just about the gym. It's very important. Fitness is very important. But like you gotta just like, that's one of the things about business. The people that you surround yourself with, they gotta understand the mission and be supportive of that mission. And so far, I think the people that we have, like they're all for it. So.
And is this a thing you want to eventually like franchise? Like, do you want to have like Lift San Antonio, Lift Dallas? You know what I mean? People have probably asked before, but
that's I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
I would love to one day be able to, for like the people that are on this ride with me, like there's nothing more in the world that would make me happier than be like, all right, Los, here's your gym in San Antonio.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
He doesn't want it.
All right, Steven, here's your gym in Dallas. All right,
Yeah.
heck, here's your gym in Houston. Like that would be awesome. But I want to improve so much on the Austin location
you gotta
first.
Focus. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I mean, we could subway into this conversation real quick. So there was a point where we were looking into opening a second location. We put it on vlogs in Austin.
Okay.
Like we put it on vlogs. We put it like we were like, okay, we were looking at spaces to open up gym number 2. And for anybody that knows Austin, the real estate market is insane.
Oh, for sure.
The real estate market is insane. Even commercial spaces are insane. Prices are insane. It's really difficult. You gotta. But long story short, we had to reprioritize and have some really tough conversations about what was important at the time. Like we thought that gym number 2 would be a good move, but it turns out, like after many conversations with my team, it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, the priority is making our current gym bigger.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's just, so we had to re-strategize, and now that's kind of been put on the back burner until we figure out how to make our current space bigger, or our one gym, or our master, place, like our flagship gym bigger. I would love to open a gym in San Antonio. I would love to open a gym in my hometown of Corpus.
Oh, you're Corpus there.
Yeah. That's where like a lot of all my family's from. That's where I'm from. But I moved as soon as I graduated high school. I was out.
Yeah.
And I made Austin home, and never left. But franchise, I would need to learn more about franchise, because there's give and takes with franchise. But I would love to expand into other cities. I think that would be awesome.
It'd be cool to just have a Texas brand.
Yeah,
right?
that would be cool.
The Lift brand,
Everybody but you also got to know your territory.
Oh, for sure.
Like Houston, dude, Houston is dope, but there's so many dope gyms.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many dope gyms.
Yeah.
But again, I will also say what I've realized in the last 2.5 years, or however long we've been open, there's plenty of people and there's plenty of room for everyone to eat.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
people are moving here every day.
Every day, the growth of Austin is insane. There's some things that you need to take into consideration regarding location and growth and like different areas of growth. But at the end of the day, there's plenty of people for everyone to eat, and if you do it right, and if you work hard and stay true to your mission and try to stay authentic as possible and know your lane, like everybody can be successful.
Speaking of Houston gyms, have you checked out Alpha Elite yet?
Yeah, I've been there one time.
Alpha Land, yeah. It's
Alpha Land.
Did you go to?
Yeah, Los went with us.
It's sick.
It's insane, man. It's
a lot. Yeah,
bro, it's a lot. It's badass. Like
Yeah.
it's a Disneyland for fitness.
Literally
people.
though. Yeah.
And I remember the feeling going. I remember when we went late at night, and it was just like, wow, this is a lot.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
It's literally like a compound. Like
it's
just
awesome,
massive.
and like it's a candy store for any gym.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Christian killed it with that.
He killed it. Do you know Christian at all? Or?
I don't know him. I'd love to meet him and talk with him. And I know his story. I know and they started
YouTube.
They started small, and now
it's crazy.
It's a land of the alphas, you know what I mean? That's definitely goals. I think every business owner, especially gym owners, like the idea is just to grow. Like the goal is to grow somehow. And
you have Lift land in Houston.
That'd be awesome, man. Right? There's just a lot of competition in Houston, but Houston is huge. So is Dallas. It's huge, and like. Yeah.
I could see a good rugged gym in Katy or something.
Yeah,
like that, you know what I mean? Put it out there. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good question. It'd be dope to have a couple of different lifts. Lift Hawaii, Lift Vegas.
Lift Hawaii.
Lift Mexico. That'd be dope.
You could put it in Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Have you been to the Tulum gym?
Oh yeah, I've been to Tulum.
I've never been to that
man.
one.
The Lift Belize, Lift Tulum, Lift Cancun, Lift of course, that would be awesome. Those are, awesome dreams to have, but we'll see what happens. We don't know what the future holds. I never know. I always say that I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I care about our current space, and I know I want to make this current space as best as possible and comfortable and bigger, and
it's gonna be awesome. What's the target like, I don't know if you guys have like a target audience because like you can't control who comes into the gym, but like
I don't think there's any limitation in regards to our demographic that we want. I want if you care about health, if you care about fitness, if you have goals, dude, gym intimidation is a real thing.
For sure.
And like a lot of people go to gyms and are just scared and worried and have so much anxiety when it comes to starting their journey.
For sure.
But the hardest part is getting started. And if I don't care if you've never lifted a weight in your whole life, but what I can tell you is that if you come to my gym, you're gonna feel the community support. You're gonna feel like you belong there. And if for anybody, because I get it all the time, like if you're just looking at social media, if you're just looking at Lift ATX social media, yes, you're gonna see strong, fit people like you are. That's it. But Austin's one of the most healthiest, strongest, and like there's a lot of really fit people in Austin. But I always tell you, just got to come and see for yourself if you've ever had that anxiety about coming to our gym. Like, it's a real thing. We want your Planet Fitness people. You're not going to get the community that Planet Fitness has. Like, you're not going to get the community that we have at Planet Fitness. I mean, like, you're not going to get the vibes at Planet. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Planet Fitness is like, they're corporate. They do their thing. They make a lot of money and they're very successful. But I don't think there's any. We want them all. We want all the people. We want people that are just dope people and like that care about the community, that care about crushing some goals. That's who we want. So like, no, I don't think our demographic. I don't think we limit our demographic to anybody. Cool. We've never limited the demographic to anybody. We got a mix from 18 all the way up to 60, right? So like, and that's a beautiful thing, man. And I think that's what makes us special, you know.
And what speaking of like, you know, crushing goals and everything, like, do you have, what's your personal like weightlifting philosophy? You're like what's your split? Like, tell me everything. Like,
okay. Well, I can tell you what I'm currently like doing. So when I opened the gym, it's just because I had shoulder day. So when I opened the gym, my experience with weightlifting was just like bodybuilding style. That's all I did. Like pretty typical bro split. Then I had a really good friend who was a power lifter. And we started off with one combo rack, which is what power lifters use, a combo rack. I got that for him, right? And then one rack, we grew this powerlifting community. I was like, I was really attracted to that because I had never like learned how to like squat or powerlift. So I kind of, powerlifting got me. And for the last like,
it's adrenaline,
dude, for the last 2 years, powerlifting, squat, bench, and deadlift got me. And its hook was deep. And like to the point, I never thought that I would ever compete as a powerlifter. I did 2 competitions. Wow, okay. I crushed. I lifted weight that I never thought that I would be able to.
What would you lift? That's gotta know.
Oh man, no man. Don't put me on the spot like that, Corey. But I'm gonna say this: strength is relative, y'all. Strength is relative. So. 500 squat, 300 plus bench, right below 600 deadlift. I wanted a 600 deadlift and I didn't get it.
Wait, how much was the bench?
I think I 308 or something.
Oh, they said 600.
600 deadlift.
They said 600 bench.
No, hell no.
I was like, you did not.
I would die.
600 bench.
So like, for the last 2 years, I was a power lifter and it was new. I'm real big on learning new things and experiences and checking off bucket list things.
Same, yeah.
And I never thought I would compete, and I competed.
So cool.
But I also basically had been bulking for 2 years. So when I started the gym, just to give you some perspective, I started the gym, I was weighing about 225, 230. My last meet that I did a month ago, I weighed in on meet day at 265.
I was going to guess 260.
Yeah, 265. So that's what I weighed. But along with that weight gain and muscle gain, my health was important. I'm not young. Like I'm 40 plus years old.
Look good. Yeah,
and now it's time to get healthy. So starting January 1, I have committed myself to this bodybuilding thing. Okay. Like, I've never been on a meal plan. I've never owned a food scale. I've never the training I've done for a while. So I hired a coach. Shout out to Dredd, Raise the Bar, my dog. So I train with him 3-4 times a week. I've been following the plan to a T. I get it. Like, I'm in it. I'm sold. Like, let's do it. Let's do the work. And it's been roughly about a month since I had any snack or any cookie or anything. Yeah, dude. I'm 4 pounds away. I'm 4 pounds away from dropping 20 pounds in a month.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Just from the food and the training, clean eating and And it's that's what I'm doing now. So my goal is to do this for like another 2 months, another 3 months, just to see. I've always been a big guy. I've always been kind of a fat boy, and I just kind of for once in my life want to like feel good in my skin, right? Very for once. So we're gonna see how far I can take this, and and I'm dedicated to it. I'm in it. I'm sold. Like, let's do it. And I'm doing like an hour of cardio a day, but like the results are contagious, right? So like once you get results, you're like, oh shit, shit's working. Shit's happening.
I mean, it's honestly, I was the same way. I never counted a calorie in my life. I always said I would never fucking do that. Ever. But during COVID, right before COVID started, I counted calories for the first time, and I lost like, I think 20 plus pounds in like 4 or 5 months.
Insane.
It was I was the most jacked I've ever been.
That's awesome.
I just started counting calories again probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm already like 7 pounds down. It's like it's really a joke how quick you
it's
can.
Insane.
Like,
it's insane.
Like
the most difficult part about it, and I've said this a lot, is like the training doesn't get me. I'm ready for the training. That's the easy part. Give me the training. Give me the hard work. Even the cardio, whatever. I'm gonna complain about it, but I'm gonna do it. But the hardest part about that transition from powerlifting to like now, I guess I'm never gonna compete as a bodybuilder. I'm just trying to get healthy.
I don't like that either. It's still
I'm not. At least I say that now, and then all of my staff they be trying to get me to compete and stuff. I'm not gonna do it, but the hardest part is just like being disciplined enough to follow the food. Like it's the food. It's the cooking. It's
eating,
the
dude. I love eating.
Yeah. So like now, I mean, we're going on a month now, and now I'm starting to get it. Like, you know, just figuring out how often you got to go to HEB and buy groceries and cook, and like it's
curbside
it's a
pickup,
lot.
right?
Yeah, dude.
It's
It's awesome.
Greatest thing of all time.
We got to use Pipe Dreams over here.
Pipe Dreams.
Dude, shout out to Pipe Dreams. If
Deliver
y'all don't know what Pipe Dreams, the company that we're working at, if you don't know what they do, this is their studio. Bro.
It's going to be crazy.
It's insane.
We'll put a little link.
Dude, it's insane what they're doing. This startup is crazy.
Underground delivery. You'll find
Straight
out.
up, underground delivery.
100%. Yeah, they're changing the game. Nuts. $1 trillion company right around us here.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pipe Dreams,
shout out
bro.
Pipe Dreams.
Give me a sponsor or something.
We'll do a pipe from here to Lift ATX.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Dude, like that concept is like future stuff. Like, what? Are you crazy? That's cartoon stuff.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I talk about them too much. So I
feel that.
I really talk about them way too much.
That's all right.
Can you share some of the biggest challenges you've had, like trying to scale this business, like as you have done so successfully?
Challenges. I think about a lot of things when it comes to challenges. Specifically in regards to scaling, I think it's important, and I've said this before, I think it's important to the people that are involved in any decision when it comes to growth of your gym or any important decision. Difficult decisions need to be had. And you hear it all the time, but it's important to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, especially in regards to like bigger investments, and like, because running a gym is not cheap. Like, equipment is not cheap, but like expansion is not cheap, right? But you have to, for me, I take a lot of pride and value in that the people that I'm surrounded with, I trust that they are going to always give me their honest opinion with things that I want to do. And I don't want yes people around me. You want your people to support everything that you do, but at the same time, when it comes down to tough decisions, you need to be realistic, and you need to not be afraid to talk about those tough things. Like, because I want to do everything in the world. My head's in the cloud most of the time. I have these monster goals about growth and things that I want to do at the gym.
Lift Hawaii. Yeah.
But I need, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I need people to be like, Daniel, you sure that's the smartest decision? You sure we need to invest X amount of dollars in doing this and this event, blah, blah, blah. Like, and that's important. Those are like one of the challenges. Also, I think, being aware that it's gonna segue into a little bit of a tangent, but I think being aware of people's mental health is important, and doing what you can to support that. And when I'm not talking about just the community, I'm talking about employees, I'm talking about my staff, I'm talking about my trainers, I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about everybody that's involved with the gym. Like, I'd be doing myself a disservice as a community member if I didn't care about those factors. As an owner, as somebody who like signs checks to people, like, I need to consider the fact that some people will have it rough.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes that can be a challenge. You know, everybody's built different. Everybody has issues. Everybody deals with their own demons and deals with, like, it's not all rainbows and roses all the time. Even myself. Like, I love what I do, but that doesn't mean that I'm always, like, gonna be happy every single time. So it's important to recognize that. It's important to give people breaks when they need breaks. And even more important, it's important to listen. Yeah. Like, have an open door policy, so to speak, but, like, know that you can talk to me and, like, our GMs, and, like, we want you as healthy and happy when you come to work, right? And there's a lot of businesses out there where the bosses don't give 2 cents about it. Facts. They could care less about it. They have those opinions, those types of opinions on that. And, like, coming from a teaching background, right? Like, I taught high school students for 20 years.
What did you teach? I didn't even ask you.
I was an athletic director, and I was a PE coach and the head of a PE department, and, like, I taught forever. And kids, it's tough. Yeah. You know what I mean? This world is tough, and it's not fair. And a lot of the kids that I taught come from broken homes, just like I came from a broken home, right? I know we're kind of getting into sort of, like, the different sort of topic, but, like, those topics play a factor
for sure.
As a worker, as an employee, as a community member, as a owner, like, and you gotta acknowledge that. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Sometimes it's challenging, and you gotta also figure out how do you cheers baby.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I think motivation can sometimes be a challenge. Motivating people, finding out, because you can't. In my opinion, right? Of course, these are just my opinions. This is what I think. So
it's the whole podcast.
Yeah, this is like what I think about the subject of motivation, right? You can't, as an owner, as a boss, as somebody who oversees a staff of 10 and a trainer of 10. I got 20 people that I'm responsible for. And their safety, their mental health, well-being, the support is the priority for me. Yeah. But I cannot paint those 20 people with just one brush, right? Is that the saying? You can't, like, everybody's motivated differently, right? And it's sometimes a challenge to find motivation and figure out what motivates certain people. Some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by free time. Some people are motivated by days off. Some people are motivated by just being left alone. Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do my job, right? And sometimes that's hard to balance. It's hard to balance. So, like, and it requires relationship building, you know? And I think that's what makes another thing that makes, like, our team so special and tight. Like, we're a family. It's cliche to say, but like, everybody's a family there, from the trainers to the staff. And sometimes family has issues, just like any other business. But we're close, and we do everything that we can to support it. And when challenges arise, I think everybody knows that we can count on each other to sort of talk through that stuff. And even the community, man, members, I've had many conversations where a member just pulled me aside and was just like, "Can I talk to you?" It's like, "Sure, yeah, let's go." I mean, I'm here to listen. I'm here to help in any way that I can. So like, but those are challenges. That shit's not easy to do.
You're like, I got bills.
Dude, like it's not easy to do, but sometimes it's important to take the business hat off and just be a human being.
100%, man. Yeah, I mean, and you're at Lift ATX every time I'm there. Like, I literally walk in. I don't even.
Well, I love it. Like, I love being there. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
You're the Hefe. Yeah.
I like being there. Like, I like being around. During COVID, school shut down in spring break of 2020, right? And I was teaching, or I was working at my school. And when we went mobile, right? We went online only. Yeah. I hated it. I hated working from home.
Especially PE.
Dude, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, Corey. Like, I'm not one to, like, work from home. I needed social interaction. I need that stimulus. I need to be around people. That also probably, we're going to get a little deeper, but that probably also goes with coming from a single family home, typical Latino, Mexican American family home, where there's like 10, 11 people in my house. So it was never empty. Never empty. So, like, but I love my job, and I'm there. Like, I want to be there, and then I feel guilty when I'm not, right?
Like right now you're like, oh.
Yeah, dude, like, but like, I have people, like, I have a really strong support system that will encourage me to take the time away. My wife takes me away when I need to, but I enjoy being there. I enjoy all the relationships that I've developed and all these new people that are now in my life, that's a beautiful thing.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
my cup is full, you know, just from like, and I owe it all to like the gym.
Yeah.
I owe it. And I think even a lot more people can say the same thing. Like there's so many new relationships that were built just from coming to this gym.
I love that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. And don't get me wrong, you can do the same thing at any other business, at any other gym. But like, I don't take that for granted. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I like being there every day.
Yeah, you're always there, man.
Yeah, I try.
When you started, kind of we're on like a very positive, happy vibe. This isn't a negative vibe, but like this is back to business. But like, how did you get the funding to start the gym in the first place? Because obviously, my mentor back in Central Washington was like, he started the Gold Gym Challenge. He's like OG Gold's Gym, and then a couple other mentors of mine like opened big facilities of their own. And I know the equipment's expensive. You gotta like freaking get the entire place ready to go. Like,
dude, it's
turf,
a lot.
Like
it's a lot.
Did you take out a loan? Like, what did you do?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I've always been really big on not owing anybody anything.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't want to owe anybody anything. So, long story short, I made some smart decisions. I saved a lot of money as a teacher.
Very cool.
I knew that teaching wasn't going to be the end game for me. I knew that at some point I always wanted to start a business. I never knew what it was going to be. But and also my wife, you know, when she's amazing, she's encouraged me. She's been supportive like no other. Yeah. So like together, right? You save, you sacrifice. And the start of the gym, it's all about budget. I didn't have a lot of money, but I saved my ass off.
Yeah, for sure.
And what it took me to start my gym, I started off with $50,000.
Okay.
And that allowed me to get this very beginner starting gym package. And that was it. And so I own every weight, I own every single plate, I own every single bar. And like obviously, no, I didn't want to go to a bank and take out $300,000, $500,000. I didn't want to do that. So like we did a lot of budgeting and a lot of strategic planning in regards to what our budget would be, you know. And I also like in the early 2010s, when East Austin wasn't a place people wanted to be, I made a couple of smart decisions and bought some properties. And like nobody wanted to live in East Austin. It was all and so I did. To help me with the seed money, I sold one of my properties, which allowed me the seed money to like start my gym. Cool. So and I would have never done that, but like I wanted to start a gym, and this was what we needed to do. So we did that, and I started with 50,000, and then another, and then we just grew. But I always knew that I was confident that we were going to be able to grow and be successful, and I wanted to invest every sort of penny back into the gym to grow and grow and grow and grow. So now. Yeah, like I own every piece of that equipment. I have a loan. I don't. So like, we always said, my wife would always say, you know, like we budgeted to have this small little gym for my best friends that we can work out and drink and hang out and talk shit to each other. And if worse comes to worse and we fail and the gym is not successful, we at least have a dope gym for a couple years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Exactly. And then we can just sell off everything. Yeah. But no, I was blessed and I was lucky enough to be in a position where I didn't have to worry about paying a loan out every month. I love that, man. And the community came through strong and supported and like,
East Austin, baby.
Dude, I know, man. And like, I'm so grateful. Like, I didn't think I would ever have 10 employees. Like it's crazy, a beautiful thing. Yeah. But like, it goes to show you like the amount of support that we have, and we're just doing the best we can.
Could you be where you're at right now if you hadn't gotten your MBA?
Yeah. I think yes. My MBA program was amazing. I had a great experience. I'm grateful for it. I learned a lot of useful things during the MBA program, and I'll encourage anybody out there to continue to get their education because there is no timeline. Don't listen to what the society pressures tell you that you have to finish your degree in 4 years. There's no timeline. But with passion, with love, and with a lot of enthusiasm and hard work, you can do it. Yeah. You can start a gym. You can start a gym. I think there's obviously a lot more that goes into it. Yeah, for sure. I'm grateful for my MBA experience. I learned a lot, mostly like how to budget and plan and like really take a step back and like mission, vision, goal setting. Like those are all important things. Did I need it? Nah. It's debatable. It's debatable. I mean, because like when you start a business, you tend to just become this expert problem solver. And there's a lot of things that I've learned in the last 2 years that we didn't even. Shit's gonna break. Restrooms are gonna flood. You know what I'm saying? Like pipes are gonna break. Like you gotta problem solve. And I think if you have like patience and the grit and the love and passion for anything that you do, you can be successful. I'm not downplaying the MBA program. If you have the will and the means and you have the resources to go get your damn education, because it'll help in the long run. And the data and the statistics show that. Even with a little bit of college education, you're going to be way better off.
Oh, for sure.
But there's so many things that I learned that I had to learn and had to problem solve that I was never taught.
Of course, you're not going to...
Never taught an MBA program. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things, man. And it never ends. I'm still learning how to do stuff. Like, I'm still learning every single day with some of the issues that it comes with business startups. So.
And when you were starting off your business, like, did you... Obviously, $50K is a big investment. Selling a property is a big investment. Like,
well, it was a big investment to me.
It was a big. Sorry, I had like a thing in my throat.
No. Yeah,
$50K is a big investment. All that stuff. Selling a property is big. Did you ever be like, maybe we're not going to do this? Like, where you have
yes,
doubts?
That is a very good question. And what it makes me think about is when COVID started. So I planned this gym out for 2 years. The last 2 years I was at my school.
Was that like your MBA project kind of thing, or what?
Yeah. So I got my MBA. And then after my MBA, I was like, okay, I got my MBA. I need to save a little bit more money. So I'm gonna go back and teach at my school. I'm gonna go back and work at my school. Gotcha. I was lucky enough to get a job back at my school that I left.
Cool.
And I gave myself 2 years. I said, for the next 2 years, we're gonna save and we're gonna plan this gym thing.
I love that.
Literally for the next 2 years. And shout out to my school. Because the second year that I was there, all I did was gym stuff. I'm just saying, like, my focus was on starting this gym when I was at my school. And then, I put a deposit down for the gym equipment. I'm looking at spaces. I'm getting leases.
How much was the equipment itself? Like,
my budget was $50.
For just the equipment?
Just the equipment.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
not a lot.
Where did you? I know.
I found it, dude. Marketplace,
I was
Houston, dog. Like,
you're just throwing it together.
Yeah. No. I didn't have no partnership with Cybex or Prime or like no. This is, dude. No. Like, this was bare bones. I need shit just to get us started. Yeah,
I love that, man.
And I did.
Are you literally buying like benches from people?
Dude, yes, dude. I was on Marketplace. I'm still on Marketplace every day, bro. I grind, man. I grind. Like
Oh, that was during COVID
I'm resourceful.
Too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was my buddy sells gym equipment, and during COVID he was like, dude, we don't even have barbells.
Yeah, it was crazy. So you asked, was there ever a time where I doubted it? I'm getting prepared to start this business. We're looking at buildings. March comes, or like you start hearing this thing called COVID in January, right? Yeah. And May, I will stop working in May. Like, that was the end of the school year. I'm all into this gym thing after the school year. You start hearing about this thing in COVID in January. Then it gets worse and worse and worse, and then like the school's pushing to just wash your hands. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Spring break comes. The kids have a week off. COVID is like, we're going to extend it a week. So the kids are now 2 weeks into spring break. And then they said, no, we're not going back. Yeah. So now we're just all online schooling. And then it got really serious, right? Then shit started shutting down. And like, when that happened was when I'm like, holy shit. Like, all of this work and all of this sacrifice and all of this research and planning, like, this may not happen.
And you had already bought the equipment?
Yeah, like, I put a deposit down. They're holding it for me until like July when I got the keys to the lease. And like, the country's starting to shut down. It was scary, man, because I had been making all these moves, and then I was like, I don't want to fucking teach anymore. Yeah,
like, once you're out the door,
I was already out. I was already out, man. And then this COVID thing, and then like, but what it did allow us to do was slow down our timeline and do a lot of thinking, a lot more planning, and like looking for more spaces where we could open up. And, you know, essentially it was a strategic move, and we rolled the dice, but it was strategic, and it was we thought a lot about it, and we started small, and now we're here. But yeah, it was scary because like all of this work, even with my MBA and with saving money and like starting this gym, I was like, this may not happen. And then what am I gonna do? Because I was already mentally like, I'm done with education. I did my time. I'm like, it's time for something
20
new.
years,
yeah, like pretty much. It was like 18 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but we, you know, we spent a lot of time thinking and planning, and we made the right choice.
And you crushed it.
And it worked. It wasn't easy because we were trying to. We did have some COVID protocols, and we did have some rules when it came down to capacity numbers. Where if we hit a capacity number, masks were on. Don't get me wrong. You're at a gym. The last thing you want to do is wear a mask. But like,
for sure,
we did everything we can to stay safe and keep the community safe, and we did everything possible and we survived.
Yeah.
And we're here, like, and we're not going anywhere.
You're not going. Well, you might go somewhere.
We might go somewhere. We may not. I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough, man. All right. Well, so. This has been incredible. We're like an hour and a half in already. I love this.
Time flies, man. Thank you again,
dude. Yeah. What should people in Austin do if they're watching this? Like, should they like head to Lift ATX, get a day pass, or what? During the week.
To plug the gym. No, check us out online. All social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We have a lot of fun. I think you're quickly gonna find if you just search Lift ATX, you'll find a lot of fun. Funny stuff. You'll realize that it's more than just a gym. It is an amazing community, an amazing vibe. It's very affordable, and just come check it out. Especially when the weather is beautiful and you can work out outside. Man, just come. Bring your dogs. We love the dogs, right? Yes. We're dog friendly. Bring the dogs. We're gonna treat you right, and also like explore. There's a ton of dope gyms, like make it a weekend, and like checking out other gyms, traveling just to like check out other gyms is a thing now. Who would have known? Like who would have known? So do that, and then come see us and take some pictures and tag the gym, and we're gonna share it, and like come catch a vibe.
Dude, my buddy Christian was just here, and he was doing he did Alpha Land, and I was like, he's in Austin. He's like, where should I go? I was like, Lift ATX.
Oh man!
And he went there, and he's like, this is sick.
It's something we're really proud of, and we're doing everything we can to make it better.
I'm sending you guys at least one lifter a month. I'm telling
you. Dude,
I
appreciate it, Cory. Man.
All right, so if someone comes in, they say I found you on the Why We Strive podcast. What are we gonna do?
If you come to the gym and say that you listen to this podcast,
all the way till the end.
That's
the only way you're gonna hear this.
We'll hook you up with maybe a no sign up fee. We'll hook you up with maybe a free day pass. But you gotta say Cory. You gotta mention Cory. You gotta mention the We Strive podcast. You gotta do something so that I know. You gotta give me a detail too, because like we're gonna post about it. We're gonna post about it. And you're like, oh yeah, I saw you on the pod. What did I talk about?
Hey, what city did I live in?
Exactly, right? Yeah, where am I from?
Where's my MBA at?
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll take care of you, man. Cory, you've been awesome to us. You've been a big supportive, always been a fan of us. And I thank you for giving me this platform to talk about the gym. I obviously love talking about the gym. It's dope that you allowed a gym owner to come on your podcast, because I did my research. I did my research, man. You got a lot of top dogs that a lot of very high-tech people. So I appreciate you, and I hope anybody listening got something out of it. If anything, come check out the gym, catch a vibe, and we motivated you.
That's why we strive, baby.
That's right, baby. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I wanted to thank you for watching this entire episode of Why We Strive. Be sure you head to whywestrive.com and subscribe, so every Tuesday you can see incredible interviews with some of the best tech founders, investors, and creatives in the industry. Have an amazing day, and don't forget to keep striving.